I went to bed last night. After reading, hearing, watching the news that the Board of Elections, or whatever it was in Wayne County, Michigan, had voted a deadlock vote. Republicans, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, by this election in Wayne County. Republicans stood firm. Republicans wouldn't capitulate. Republicans said, we can't certify the result because you know what? This is absolute chaos and pandemonium. That is what I went to bed to last night. Wake up this morning to find out that the 2 Republicans were basically, from what we're understanding, this is a fast-moving situation here. They were attacked, shamed, bullied, whatever you want to call it, called racists. People going after them heavy on Twitter, people releasing their names. I mean, this is an intimidation tactic. Folks, we have reached a level. That is intense. I mean, this is absolutely intense. By the way, welcome to the Todd Huff Show. I am your host, the one and only Todd Huff. You can email me your thoughts, questions, opinions, adoration and praise, todd@toddhuffshow.com. I do my best to get back with as many as I can, and I truly do appreciate hearing from you. Some of you send me information that I hadn't seen. Some of you have some very thoughtful remarks and responses. I read everything, and I do my best to get back. But this is an amazing time that we live in. Also, by the way, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, till they take us down, folks. Todd Huff Show on all those platforms. The safest place to go if you want to watch this and see that I have a Phase 4 radio is our website. See, we own that. We don't have to bow down to the demands of Jack Dorsey or Mark Zuckerberg, whatever they dream up next. You don't have to see the little apostrophe, or exclamation point next to my videos that say, click here for more information about the election. Basically, what the guy's telling, this guy that's talking up here, just in case he says something we don't agree with, you can click here and we'll make sure that you think correctly about this. You don't have to look at any of that stuff. Our website, toddhuffshow.com. You can watch us live as well. But also, I should mention to you that I'm coming to you live from the official office of the future potential president-elect. Since we're making up names of offices, I thought I should let you know that that is what we have now deemed this office, the potential office for a future president-elect. Even though I have no political ambitions, I'm just telling you that that's what we're going to call this, and nobody can stop us because, hey, free speech. So I want to get into this insanity that we're dealing with. This insanity that we are dealing with here. Let me do one thing. This is, again, a fast-moving situation. So you've got Trump's legal team out there making arguments, collecting affidavits, 234 in the state of Michigan, in the county. I think it's just in Wayne County, Michigan, 234. Think about this. They got 234 signed affidavits in a county that is absolutely run like, it looks to me like this is, talk about mob rule in multiple ways here in the county of Wayne, Michigan, Detroit. Just thinking of finding 234 people to sign their names to something is probably terrifying, because if there's 234 people that agreed to do it, there's probably 10 times that, or some factor of that probably have a story to tell, but say, Marcia, I'm not going to put my name to some piece of paper, right? Phil, I'm not going to sign that. I'm not going to tell them what I saw. You saw what they did to the 2 individuals that voted against certifying the vote of Wayne County. They're called racist, and that's it. That's it. They're not going to stand and fight anymore. Nobody wants to be called racist. Nobody wants to be doxxed on Twitter. Nobody wants an army of Antifa warriors coming outside, Black Lives Matter protesters, walking around protesting, peacefully assembling on the sidewalks out in front of their house. Nobody wants that. Reportedly, they agreed to vote to certify Wayne County's election if there was an audit done in the state. I mean, folks, this is, if you can't look at this, I mean this, if you cannot look at the situation in Michigan, and realize we have an utter, unmitigated disaster on our hands, if you can't look at the state of Pennsylvania and realize we have an unbelievable, unmitigated disaster on our hands, if you can't look at the state of Wisconsin, the state of Arizona, the state of Georgia, my goodness, if you can't look at this, Nevada, or as Trump says, Nevada, if you can't look at this and see that there's at least a serious problem, they want you to think, somebody there made a clerical error. No, that is not at all what's being alleged. 234 affidavits, folks, that the allegations and accusations made it in these signed affidavits. These folks, if they are lying, who signed these statements, who made and signed these statements, legally, they're under punishment of perjury if they are found to be untrue. Under punishment of perjury if these things are found to be untrue. They've made allegations that some ballots were counted up to 8 times in some instances. This is just what I've seen. There are allegations that ballots for Biden came in overnight between election night and that following Wednesday morning, which is now 2 weeks ago. 100,000 ballots for Biden, 0 for Trump. That you talk about a statistical anomaly. Where are the people who say we're on the side of science in the Democrat Party right now? There's a science of statistics. And if you have 100,000 votes, folks, and not one of those is for Donald J. Trump, that, my friends, is impossible. It is absolutely impossible unless there's something nefarious or incredibly questionable happening in this situation, in this election. 100,000. Someone signs an affidavit saying that. Nobody seems to care. They want you to think, this ballot had a signature on the wrong line and we counted it. That is not what's happening. And I chuckle because it's not funny. It's certainly not funny. It is incredible to think the amount of willing or willful ignorance that we have in this nation. So I have a couple of sound bites I want to get to. I want to play for you Jenna Ellis, who's on Team Trump, the legal team, which, by the way, she's not been applauded as much as I've been applauding Sidney Powell like crazy. I applaud Jenna Ellis, too. I applaud Lynn Wood as well for what they are trying to do. Folks, this is critical. If this is allowed, I care where the results stand. The idea of there being a President Biden legitimately terrifies me on another level, not just that they may have potentially stolen this thing, which terrifies me. It terrifies me to the idea that we have a administration, a Harris-Biden administration, that's going to drive us hard left. They're already talking about forgiveness of student loans. They want to get on that. I don't know where that falls in the list of priorities for Biden. If that is before or after cancer is cured or Alzheimer's or diabetes. I'm not sure. COVID, not sure. Biden's going to come in, boom, problem solved. Democrat, Big D by my name, media telling me how great I am, how great I'm going to be as president, how I'm going to stop the nonsense from happening in this country. Boom, problem solved. Maybe he can solve all these the first week. I don't know. I think some of these things can actually be solved by the president-elect. I don't think you have to really be president yet to solve some of these problems. So I'm hoping Biden goes ahead and gets working on these from his office of president-elect, whatever the world that's supposed to mean. Actually, people out there defending this, by the way. Apparently, Obama was the first to use this. Trump did as well. Of course, Trump probably did it to toy with the media all day. But this office of the president-elect is not a real thing. I don't care what they tell you. I've read the memo between the GSA and whoever it was between the I don't know if it's with the executive branch or the, I guess, Congress. I don't know who it was with. But they want you to believe that this office is a legitimate thing. They being the media, they being the Democrat Party, they being the Harris-Biden administration. They want you to believe it's a real thing. It's not a real thing. Someone is referred to as the president-elect, if that is, in fact, where we are. But that's not where we are, clearly, by what's happening in Michigan. We came within a millimeter of the whole entire election of Michigan hanging in the balance. In fact, it still may be. Who knows? They're doing their best to salvage this and so forth. But this office of president-elect is not a thing. In fact, if you read the paperwork, it refers to the eligible candidate. Biden would be more appropriate to refer to himself as the eligible candidate than to be in the office of the president-elect. The eligible candidate. That doesn't quite have the same ring to it, though. The office of the eligible candidate. But there are so many the smoke and mirrors here are incredible, off the charts. The deceit, the deception, the amount of stuff that's percolating below the surface that average watchers of media have no idea about because they're not being told about this. They're not being told about this. They are basically ignorant to this. Ignorant is just without knowledge. Folks are ignorant about what's happening here and how close this really is to being a massive, massive constitutional problem. But yet the media keeps referring to Biden as president-elect. You know, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was out at a restaurant. I'm not going to name the name of the restaurant because they're not paying me to do that. But I'm kidding, not kidding. I'm at a restaurant for lunch. I sit down. I order my food. I'm sitting there doing a little work, whatever. Power goes out. Now, the place I'm at is one of these places that has, you know, TVs and music and stuff. Everything goes out. Everything. So it's silent. It's dark. I ordered my food. I wasn't sure what was going on. If I'm being honest, I wasn't sure if they were still bringing me my food, if we were waiting for the power to come back on. This thing, it was off for, I don't know. I want to say 45 minutes. That's just my best guess. And I'm sitting there, and it occurs to me, you know, this is the difference. Like when the power, the difference between the noise, echo, you know, smoke and mirrors, lights, and production of how we see liberalism and the left's narrative. When the TV is on, the music is blaring, and there's, you know, lights on in the place, and there's all this hustle and bustle. That's how liberalism is portrayed. That's how the left's narrative is portrayed when it's time to go on to and to showtime, right? The theatrical performances. But then the lights and the music went out, and it was quiet. And I was sitting there thinking, you know, this is what happens when you take all the hustle and bustle, and you could hear people's forks and stuff. You could hear noises that you normally didn't hear, and it wasn't as appealing. It took a lot out of the situation. But folks, that's what happens when these things enter into the courtroom. You take away the court's going to take away all the drama. They're going to take away all the accusations about you know, people not certifying elections because they're racist. People in Wayne County are high percentage of black Americans. These two Republicans just don't want to have black votes count. That's the only... The courts will cut through... Well, any court that's run with any degree of respect for the law will cut through all this stuff and get down to the actual arguments, the logic, the reasoning, what the law says. Should. Meanwhile, we're subjected to being in the part of the performance where we have to watch the smoke and mirrors, the make-believe act, the dramacrats, as I call them. That's what they are. They're dramacrats. They're actors, and oftentimes they're bad actors. But this is where we are. You got to see past this stuff. You got to understand the truth. You got to understand the law, and you got to understand that Folks, there is a... I'm not predicting... who knows? I'm not predicting anything here, but this is far from over. We have a president who's not conceded. We have election results that are virtually... We have no idea what they are. Evidence of fraud in ways that is overwhelming. You got voting systems, you got poll workers that are either potentially criminal or inept or something. Who knows? You've got mail-in ballots. You've got dead people voting. You've got more. You've got the audits don't add up. In Michigan, 71% in Wayne County of the votes didn't add up to what they were supposed to be. That's, we're told, not a big deal because the only reason Republicans care is because they're racist, and on this goes. But if this gets to the courts and all the drama, all the sideshow, all the performance is forced out and we're left with argument, we're left with the law, this could have, who knows, if you have judges that care about the law and interpreting the law and applying the law, this could be a different situation. But right now we have pure, unmitigated drama all around this country as it pertains to the 2020 election, from Georgia to Michigan and Wisconsin to Arizona and Nevada. And I've got to take a break. We'll keep talking about this when we get back. See you in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com, and remember folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
It's deer season. Whether you are an experienced hunter or just looking to start, the Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has the deer gear you need. With an indoor archery range, huge product selection, and a friendly staff ready to answer all your questions, we can help you through bow, gun, and muzzleloader season. Make the Outdoorsman in Greenwood part of your deer camp this year. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. Happy hunting.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at zuluscape.com.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Corin Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corin Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
Welcome back to the office of the potential future president-elect here in our home studio. Since we're making up offices, I thought I would do one as well. Oh, okay. So again, go to bed last night. Last I'd heard, 2-2 deadlock vote. Republicans were saying we cannot certify this mess in Wayne County. Apparently, all hell broke loose. They were threatened and all sorts of things. I mean, I want to play this Democrat named Ned Stabler. I tell you, I don't know if it's how Staebler. This guy could be Stabler's not. He's not stable. This is what Republicans are subjected to. This is why when you hear 234 signed affidavits from Wayne County, you have to think about the level of bravery it takes to put your name to anything when these are the sorts of people. This is what you're up against. They'll go straight to Twitter, go out there on Twitter and want people to be doxxed. Folks, the freaking Lincoln Project. The Lincoln Project, supposed to be this very astute, very sophisticated group of Republicans that just can't stand for Donald J. Trump. They exposed people who were fighting, were on Trump's legal team. I gave their cell phones, and I'd have to see. Twitter eventually, I think, blocked it. Eventually, but it was up for a while. I saw it. Those folks dropped off the team or whatever. Mob rule. This is what mob rule is. This is precisely the sort of thing our founders try to protect us against. Mob rule. Folks have lost their ever-loving minds here. And a lot of folks think that this is Republicans trying to steal something. This is how the system is set up. And folks, if there is fraud to the levels, even a fraction of the levels that we have been, that have been alleged to us, then there should absolutely, how do you certify any of these elections? I just want you to hear this. This is Ned Stabler. Ned Stabler goes to Twitter last night talking about, I guess, just these two Republicans in Wayne County who didn't want to certify the election results because, well, it's a complete hot mess. And let's just listen to this. Listen.
We also know that the Secretary of State and the Attorney General have already tweeted out that your legal arguments are rubbish and you're going to lose when it comes to court. So we're not worried about that at all.
You're not worried.
I'm also not worried about any of your, things are bad so we can't certify arguments, because that's just ridiculous. You certified in August when they were worse. Less than 50% of the ballots are recountable. Now over 72% are. 58% of them were even balanced when it was less than 30% last time. So it's doubled.
I think I paused it. I think he's got his numbers wrong. I think Jenna Ellis said 71%. 71% of the ballots can't be matched or whatever. It doesn't matter. This sort of behavior doesn't come from people, folks, who are not worried. But I just want you to listen as he goes on here. He gets fired up.
Way better
Ned
because
Stabler.
The Secretary of State actually jumped in and did her job, unlike you. But I know it's not going to change your opinion. You talked about not certifying Detroit, even though you acknowledged that Livonia, a city, by the way, I know you know is 95% white, had bigger variance.
Oh, shoot. There we go. Lost the audio there. We'll try to recue that. But basically what he's saying is the only reason you didn't certify the results was because, of course, you're racist. Livonia County or whatever county he's talking about here.
No, it's not going to change your opinion. You talked about
Here we go. I got it queued back up. So let's try this again if I can hit the right buttons.
not certifying Detroit, even though you acknowledge that Livonia, a city, by the way, I know you know is 95% white, had bigger variances than Detroit, which is 80% black. We understand, and you've now added your name. So I'm not going to try to change your mind. I just want to let you know that the Trump stink, the stain of racism that you, William Hartman, and Monica Palmer have just covered yourself in is going to follow you throughout history. Your grandchildren are going to think of you like Bull Connor or George Wallace. Monica Palmer and William Hartman will forever be known in southeastern Michigan as two racists who did something so unprecedented that they disenfranchised hundreds of thousands of black voters in the city of Detroit because they were ordered to. Probably, I know, Monica, you think Q told you to do it or some other crazy stuff like
crazy.
that.
Look
but
in the
just
mirror,
know when you try
boy.
to sleep tonight that millions of people around the world now on Twitter know the name Monica Palmer and William Hartman as two people completely racist and without an understanding of what integrity means or a shred of human decency. The law isn't on your side. History won't be on your side. Your conscience will not be on your side. And Lord knows, when you go to meet your maker, your soul is going to be very, very warm.
Oh. Apparently now. Thank you, Ned, for telling me this. As a Christian, this is important for me to know. Apparently now, your very salvation, whether or not you go to be with Almighty God in heaven, or I guess very warm, he's insinuating that they're going to hell over this. These folks are going to be eternally separated from God, according to the book of Ned Stabler, which apparently should be added to the canon, should be New Testament, should be in there, maybe a third testament, maybe it's a whole testament of radical leftist insanity. We just put that in there so that we can include stuff like this. Ned Stabler says your souls are going to be very, very warm because of what you've done. You have been, your grandchildren are going to know you as though you were Bull Connor and George Wallace. Could have thrown Robert Byrd in there as well. Ned Stabler, maybe Joe Biden. I mean, what about Joe Biden's the one that called the people in Detroit that voted for Trump? He said that they weren't black. Anyway, I tell you what, this is what they resort to. You're going to be known as you're going to go down in history as one of the worst racists ever. Your grandchildren are going to know it. Probably will be completely excommunicated from society, maybe locked up in the gulags that we're marching swiftly towards here in this great nation. What is this stuff? This guy, again, he thinks he's the one that's being reasonable and rational here. Does this sound like, by the way, a group of people who are not afraid of where this might go? Does this sound like that to you? Anyway, timeout is in order. Lost their ever-loving mind. So, again, as I went to bed last night, maybe as you went to bed last night, you thought, wow, Michigan is actually not going to be able to certify their, potentially because of Wayne County, county with the biggest city in the state. They can't certify it. This may really go somewhere. Then you wake up this morning to see that they flipped that. Supposedly going to be, who thinks there's going to be an audit, by the way? That was the deal, supposedly. I'll play a soundbite from Jenna Ellis from Trump's legal team after the break. But that was the deal. Have an audit. Anytime you think of an audit or recounts, look at what's happening in Georgia. They don't want to look at signatures. They just want to get the count done. They're finding ballots left and right. Kayleigh McEnany, I haven't seen this in print this morning or online, but Kayleigh McEnany says there's now a third county that's come forward with votes that are missing. All these counties had votes that favored Trump. So his 14,000 or whatever it was vote lead, Biden's 14,000 vote lead is dissipating just from votes that they found. Votes that they found because people weren't loading them to the machines with the memory stick or whatever it is. Who stinking knows what's going on in these states? Who believes that's going to happen in Michigan? You think that this Democrat is going to make sure that happens in Michigan? Anyway, people like Ned Stabler threatening to humiliate, destroy the lives, send the Twitter mob after them. Inexcusable stuff. That, by the way, is what it looks like to be liberal and very bitter. And you're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. Be back here in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
There's a lot going on in the world today, and with so much going on, it's sometimes hard to maintain balance. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I'm Pastor Jeff Floyd of the Martinsville First Church of the Nazarene. To experience how life can be better with Jesus, come worship at M1 Church at 10 a.m. this Sunday, 1609 John R. Wooden Drive in Martinsville, or catch our live stream service on Facebook at M1 Church. For more information, visit m1nazarene.org. Have a great day today in Jesus.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
Seems like just yesterday that you couldn't find a quiet place to think in your home. Now all the kids have flown the nest and you find yourself wondering what to do with all of that extra space. This is Bruce of Bruce Richardson Realty. My team and I understand that life changes, and so do your home needs. So whether you're downsizing or upsizing, give us a call at 317-507-3285. Let us help you find the best fit for your residential or your commercial property needs. 317-507-3285.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
Welcome back, folks. I mean this question I'm about to ask. Well, just let me ask it. What's the point? What's the point of even having the election? I mean, really, what is the point? If the numbers we have are absolutely questionable for multiple reasons, from Dominion voting systems to mail-in ballot nightmares to poll workers blocking observers from watching the counts, from poll workers being trained to effectively encourage people to vote for Biden in some places, poll workers cheering in some places when Republican poll watchers are kicked out. I mean, the allegations are dead people voting, people, I can't even keep up, people voting in states that live out of state, voting in this case of Nevada, maybe up to 10,000 people supposedly voting in Nevada, didn't even live in Nevada, couldn't vote in Nevada, but did vote in Nevada. See postal employees doing things with mail and ballots and all this sort of stuff. How in the world? Well, Todd, we don't have enough of it. Well, how do we know? This is what we've gotten to without having a real investigation into this stuff. This is what we've uncovered just because people were brave enough to put their names to sheets of paper. I saw people tweeting. Kayleigh McEnany held up 234 pages of affidavits last night, and someone says, "I have papers." Well, it kind of matters what's on the papers there, knucklehead. What matters is the contents on the papers. It's like if I hold up the Bible. Oh, I got a book. Yeah, well, it's the very word of God. How about that? Kind of matters. I hold up the Constitution. Oh, look, he's got parchment. Yeah, it's the words that establish a society for a free people to live, which, by the way, is at risk of being completely destroyed during this entire process. I got this soundbite to play from Jenna Ellis on Trump's legal team. Really quickly, it's going to put me behind the next break. Jenna Ellis talking with Shannon Bream last night, Fox News. Shannon kind of goes through a summary of where we are, and she basically says, now we have a certified election result, basically asking her to chime in and speaking specifically about Michigan. So Jenna Ellis, part of Trump's legal team, responds by saying this.
Yeah, so we're hearing reports as well that interim time period of about 2 hours is really critical because you have these GOP board members who very rightly are saying that they are seeing significant discrepancies. We have reports of 71% of the precincts that the ballot count does not match the voter rolls. That's significant. That is not a political question. That's something that no matter if you're Democrat or Republican, you should be concerned about. Then in that interim 2 hours in the public comments, even a sitting Congresswoman, Rashida Tlaib, are accusing these people of racism. They're getting threats. Then they back off and they say, okay, fine, then we'll allow the Secretary of State, who is a political Democrat operative, to conduct an audit. That's backing off. This is absolutely mob rule at this point, and the president is right that these people need to have courage, and the state of Michigan absolutely should not certify their false results until we get to the bottom of this systematic and pervasive fraud. Everyone is asking the Trump campaign, Shannon, where's the evidence? Well, we have 234 pages of sworn affidavits. There is a letter from 40 Michigan state legislators that was filed yesterday to the Secretary of State. They allege dozens of allegations of systematic irregularities, outright fraud, voter intimidation, all of these tactics in the state of Michigan. That is unacceptable.
She's right. It absolutely is unacceptable. By the way, oh boy, I don't want to step into something here, but you hear charges in this country with Black Lives Matter that this is a systemic. We have systemic racism. systemic racism because, and they'll show a video of in some cases, terrible circumstance, right? Some of these things are misrepresented. I don't want to throw them all in the same bucket, but sometimes you see something that's very troubling, law enforcement and an unarmed black man or what have you. This is evidence. This is evidence of widespread systemic racism. Folks, if we applied that same logic to what we're looking at here with widespread systemic voter fraud problems in this nation, then, we would have massive marches and rallies, hundreds of thousands, millions of people in cities and states across this country protesting, demanding that this systemic problem be stopped. Anyway, got to take a break. Listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk, I'm your host, Todd Huff, back in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable, flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
We all know having health insurance doesn't always equal health care. That's why at Freedom HealthWorks, we believe the key to maintaining good health is based on a straightforward, personal relationship with your physician. With our direct doctor-patient relationship model, we remove your healthcare middleman and replace him with transparent pricing and incentive to call your doctor at the first sign of illness. So if you're ready to experience real care from a doctor that really cares about you, go to freedomhealthworks.com and learn more about the benefits of our direct primary care model. Freedom HealthWorks. Be treated better.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
Welcome back. I don't want to be misunderstood. I'm not, again, the analogy I made between the Black Lives Matter allegations, where there's video of someone. I mean, I'm not going to pick any particular one because that's not the specifics are not the point. The point is to say if one video or a couple of videos or even 20 videos, even the names that they list, the Black Lives Matter T-shirts that the NBA players allegedly wore. I didn't know because I didn't watch any of their political propaganda down there. But I saw pictures of names on the backs of shirts, say their names, right? Even if all of those, and I'm not speaking to the personal tragedy or anything with those on there. Please do not misunderstand. I'm simply saying if that amounts to evidence that specific names, and again, I'm not going to mention which ones because then it comes down to that particular case. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying if the names of the individuals constitutes enough evidence to show systemic wide-scale racism in this nation, and our law enforcement applies to all officers. All officers are, some to the point where we're defunding police departments. People are chanting, abolish the police. People are chanting, pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon, that kind of stuff. Then surely 234 signed affidavits from one county would suffice. Those aren't just sheets of paper, as some of these Twitter lunatics I'm seeing are suggesting. I tell you what, folks, we have people have lost their ability, maybe even their willingness to think for themselves. It's a remarkable thing. I'm looking here. I'm not going to retweet this. I thought about this. People tweeting out the picture of these two election Wayne County Board of Canvassers, the ones that actually voted. At first, they voted to not certify the Wayne County election. Then they did. After these things happened, people tweeting out their pictures, saying their names. Name them and shame them is what this guy says. Name them and shame them, Mel Lamb. Twitter, one of these Twitter cowards. Rashida Tlaib, representative, U.S. House representative, not just candidate. It says candidate here on her profile, but she's actually the representative. This was her tweet last night after the board first voted not to certify the Michigan results. It's plain and simple, folks. The Republican members of the Wayne County Board of Canvassers put politics above their duty to our residents, suggesting that all of Wayne County can be certified, except for Detroit, is horrifying, racist, and a subversion of our democracy. Or maybe, Congresswoman Tlaib, maybe it's indicative of the abject and ridiculous amounts of fraud and irregularities and abuses that we've seen. Maybe, just maybe, let's forget about for a moment. You can't just make these allegations up. If you look at a logical universe, yes, that is a possibility. It is logically possible that these two folks were racist and they didn't want black votes to count. That is a logical possibility. Without looking at any of the evidence, just a potential outcome. It's something that could be the case if you had a couple of Klansmen on the board, which is not what I'm saying. That's not what happened. I'm just saying that that's logically something that could happen in this broken world that we live in. But you can't just make the claim without any evidence, especially when they can point to specific evidence that say that demonstrates and illustrates why they didn't want to certify the votes in Detroit. Because, folks, it's an abject failure. It's an utter disaster. And who makes this possible? What political party runs Detroit, by the way, for decades? It's a sick and disgusting thing. Sitting U.S. Congresswoman calling these two individuals horrifying racists and that they were subverting our democracy. We don't know. You know what else subverts our democracy, Rashida Tlaib? Vote fraud, voter fraud, making up votes, tabulating votes that don't exist, sending things overseas, allegedly to computers, and possibly creating a scenario whereby votes were changed per allegations of Sidney Powell. That's also a subversion of our democracy. Got to take a break. Sit tight, back in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indy Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indy Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
Why would you call a company called Commercial Service for your home heating, cooling, and plumbing? Same question I had, because they have provided over 70 years of quality service and trained products for both homes and businesses in Central Indiana. It's hard to stop Commercial Service, and it's hard to stop a train. Give them a call. I'm glad I did.
Call Commercial Service at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Anxiety, depression, relationship problems, past trauma. Problems rarely get better when given time. Care to Change counseling can help. Our professionals combined evidence-based care models with scripture to get you on the path to a productive life. We are here to help you make the changes you need for a healthier, happier you. Take that brave step today. Call Care to Change at 317-790-9396 or visit caretochange.org.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, President of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Welcome back, folks. I mean, this is, words fail me. Words fail me to describe all that's going on. Votes popping up in Georgia, multiple counties, whatever's happening in Michigan, whatever's happening in Pennsylvania, whatever happening in Nevada. This is far from over. And there's no reason, I shouldn't say there's no reason, but don't give up hope. Don't throw in the towel. We've been in bad situations before. We can fight our way out of this. Hang in there. Be tough. SDG. See you tomorrow. Thanks for listening to you. Take care.
Listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the healthcare they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.